I'm Amos MNOHP. I'm in the Department of Pediatrics at the University of Minnesota. I have lived I'm born and raised in Minneapolis. I've been on the University of Minnesota campus for 60 consecutive years. I've got both my medical degree and my pediatric training at the university. I'm a pediatrician, and the mouth is part of the body, and there's no reason why children have to go through to the point where their mouths are a disaster. When I was up in Alaska in 2007 with the American Dental Association, we walked down the streets of I can't remember the name of the town, but it would be like St. Cloud, for example, is to Minneapolis. And we walked down the street, and there was a group of teens and preteens coming towards us. And when we got close to them, they all covered their mouths with their hands. They did not want us to see their teeth. I thought that was fairly sad, that they felt so shamed of how they looked. It's avoidable. The goal is to get the community sufficiently educated about oral health and the fact that cavities, which is the end result of caries, the process, cavities are preventable. They're infection. It's an infection, and it's preventable. So you can in theory have a large cohort of children who are cavity-free. Cavities are the result of the caries process. In our mouths, there are at least 1,000 or more different species of bacteria. 99+% are totally benign. But Streptococcus mutans is one of the bad actors who reside in the plaque on the teeth, and when food comes into the mouth in the form of liquids or solids, the bacteria digest the foods and liquids for their own metabolic purposes, and the excrement they create is acidic. And the acidic excrement etches the enamel of the tooth, and the caries process has begun. The Department of Human Services changed the dental component from "we recommend that fluoride varnish be applied on a quarterly basis," etc. It now reads, "physicians must do this on a regular basis." And it's going to be very interesting to see the extent to which physicians pay attention to the must. With Skype, I can sit at home with the PowerPoint in front of me on my computer, and everyone dials into the same number. You can have 10 clinics scattered all over the countryside, and you can have X number of people from each clinic in a room, and we're all looking at the same PowerPoint. We're all communicating over the same microphone system, and they can hear me and I can hear them, and in no time at all, 30 minutes, I may have trained 50 people. At the Surgeon General's conference, I met Amos MNOHP, who was a retired pediatrician from North Carolina. And he, over dinner one night, told me about what he was doing, namely that he was training not only pediatricians, which was his specialty, but family medicine physicians as well, how to do caries prevention as part of well child care, putting fluoride varnish on, educating the caregivers, etc., and getting the state Medicaid program to reimburse the physicians an extra fee for putting the varnish on. And over dinner, as I mentioned, he challenged me to come back to Minnesota and replicate what he was doing in North Carolina. I wanted to be more broadly focused on the community. And so I took a map of the state of Minnesota, and I drew 2 lines horizontally and 2 lines vertically to get 9 sections of turf of roughly acreage in the state of Minnesota. And then I called the chair of the Board of County Commissioners of each of those. No, first I decided which county did I want to work on, because I had a big plot of land. And I took a look to see in which county had the largest number of Medicaid eligible children, figuring that the more eligibles there would be, the more cavities there would be. So then I picked a county. Then I called the Board of County Commissioners for those 9 counties and said, "Here's what I want to do. Would you be interested in participating?" And everyone said the same thing: "Absolutely. We know we have a major problem here, and it's not getting any better. So yes, we would like to participate." After 15 years at the health department, I was asked by the university to go over to Community University Healthcare Center, a clinic that was started by 2 members of my department, pediatrics, back in the late 60s, before Medicaid came along. And the medical director of Cook, Dr. Graydon, started to complain to me that if he had a patient who needed to be seen on an acute basis on a given day, and his clinic was full up, he was having more and more difficulty finding a dentist in South Minneapolis who would see the child because the child was on Medicaid. Dr. Graydon and I decided, let's see what would happen if we took advantage of when the child was in clinic for medical care. Cook became not only a pediatric clinic, but a medical clinic for all ages, a dental clinic for all ages, and a mental health program for all ages and all sex. I mean, it was a tremendous melting pot. And it was about 1995 that dentists across the country took a hard-nosed position about kids on Medicaid, and it's still in play. And what I'm doing for the Minnesota Oral Health Project, it's no different, the situations are no different from any other state in the country.